Moving to the UK is actually a dream for many people. You imagine opportunities, you imagine better education, a stable economy, a better future. And for many of us, the journey starts with a lot of excitement. You land at the airport thinking this is the beginning of a new era. This is the beginning of a new life. But there are things nobody tells you before you move here. Not the immigration agent, not the people posting pictures on Instagram, not even friends already living here will tell you all of these things. And today, I want to honestly talk about the realities many immigrants and international students experience in the UK. Not to discourage anyone, but to prepare you because sometimes the biggest challenge of moving abroad is not the visa, it is the life you meet after you arrive. One of the biggest shocks people experience when they move to the UK is loneliness, and that is the oga patapata of them all. Back home, life is different. You may live close to family, friends visit without planning weeks ahead. There are always people around, but in the UK, life can feel very individual and it can feel structured. People work long hours. Some people work more than 65 hours a week just to pay their bills and feed. Social lives are scheduled. You have to give me up to 3 months' notice before you can invite me or visit me. Everyone is busy packing shifts, and I don't blame people. People have to survive. Many international students say the first few months are the hardest. According to the surveys that I read online, loneliness is one of the most common mental health challenges international students face when studying in the UK. Imagine arriving in a new country, your family is thousands of miles away, you finish your classes or work and return to a quiet room. No familiar food, no familiar language, no childhood friends. You may be able to afford the familiar food when you eventually get a job and start earning, but in the first 5 to 6 months of your arrival or more, you may not be able to afford it because they are so expensive. And suddenly the excitement fades and you realize you are starting life completely from zero. I mean, from level zero. Many immigrants go through this stage and it is completely normal. Another thing people don't talk about is the financial pressure of living in the UK. From outside, the UK looks like a wealthy country, but the reality is that life here is expensive, especially when you first arrive. You may have to deal with transport, rent, bills, food, visa costs, and tuition fees as a student. Many students also try to support family members back home at the same time. Imagine a student who works 20 hours a week, part time, of course, earning around 11 to 12 pounds per hour. After paying rent, transport, and groceries, there may not be much left. At the same time, family members back home may assume you are abroad, you must be super rich now. But the reality is that many immigrants are just trying to survive financially. This pressure can cause stress and sometimes lead people into bad financial decisions. The cost of living in the UK surprises a lot of people. Things that seem normal at home suddenly become super expensive. For example, rent in some cities can take half of your monthly income. Yes, I'm telling you the truth. Transportation can cost hundreds of pounds per month. Electricity and heating bills can be high, especially in winter. Imagine your house is freezing cold. Who born you not to turn on your heating just because you're trying to save money? Cities like London are consistently ranked among the most expensive cities in the world. A student might arrive in the UK expecting to pay £300 for rent because that was the price back home. But in reality, even a shared room in some cities can cost 600 to 900 pounds per month. As at 2018-2019, I was paying 650 pounds per month for my ensuite bedroom in London. Only God knows how much that will cost now in year 2026. And that does not include food, transport, internet, and other personal expenses. The financial adjustments can be overwhelming. Another thing people underestimate is cultural shock. Even if you speak English, the culture may still feel different. In many countries, communities are social, but in the UK, people may value privacy and personal space. For example, neighbors may not just interact often, people don't just visit unannounced. Communication styles can be more direct. Even humor and everyday conversations can feel unfamiliar. A new immigrant may greet strangers enthusiastically like they would back home, but sometimes the response might feel quiet or reserved. This doesn't mean people are unfriendly, it just means the social culture is different. Not everyone living abroad is living their best life. Social media often shows a perfect picture of abroad: nice apartments, fancy restaurants, beautiful travel photos. But behind the scenes, many people are working extremely hard just to build stability. Some immigrants, they work multiple jobs, they struggle with immigration rules and deal with homesickness. And sometimes people hide all of the struggles because they don't want to worry their families. The truth is that living abroad can be rewarding, but it is also challenging. But it can still be worth it. Despite all of these challenges, many people still build beautiful lives in the UK. Over time, people start to build new friendships, grow professionally and academically, they gain new opportunities and develop resilience. What once felt unfamiliar slowly becomes normal. And one day you realize that the journey that once felt overwhelming has actually made you stronger. Look at me like this now. I remember in year 2011 when I came to the UK. Oh my goodness, I was crying every night for the next 3 months. I'm not even joking. And I was growing lean every day just because I missed home, just because I wished I was back in Nigeria again. You understand? But look at me today. I can visit Nigeria as many times as I want in a year, and no bagger will stop me. Anyways, before I digress, moving to the UK can open doors to incredible opportunities, but it is important to come with realistic expectations. Yes, there will be excitement, but there will also be loneliness, financial pressure, cultural adjustments, and that is okay because every immigrant story includes both struggles and growth. And sometimes the most powerful thing about moving abroad is not just the new country you discover, it is the new version of yourself you become along.